Chicago Bulls have announced a date for Derrick Rose's jersey retirement night. Plus, Sports Illustrated has a mock trade involving a Bulls big man. We'll talk about those right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome back to another episode of Whole Lot of Bull. I'm Troy. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Troy, but you can also follow the show at Whole Lot of Bull. All right, so the Chicago Bulls have announced the jersey retirement date for Derrick Rose. But before we get into that, the Sports Illustrated has brought us a mock trade involving the Los Angeles LA Lakers and Nikola Vucevic, and this has come from Liam Willerup. He starts off the article by saying the Chicago Bulls are a very puzzling franchise to understand right now, and that's being seen through their negotiations with restricted free agent guard Josh Giddey. After acquiring him from the Oklahoma City Thunder in the 2024 offseason for Alex Caruso, Giddey performed like an all-star in the second half of the season, but the team is firm on its stance in contract negotiations. Regardless, the team appears to be pivoting towards a younger angle, with Martis Brazella showing flashes towards the end of last season and adding Noah Essengay in the draft. Therefore, as this team pivots in that direction, it leaves Nikola Vucevic as the odd man out. Earlier this summer, Vucevic addressed the speculations and rumors about his departure from Chicago in an interview with Basketball USA. A week ago, the Bulls GM Mark Eversley, who contacted me after all the rumors about me, confirmed that none of it was true and that everything we said after the season was still relevant. I knew that, but it's always nice when your GM contacts you to tell you, Vucevic said. However, he also added, at the end, I know how business works. In the last year of a contract, there's always speculation. Since I can't control anything, I try not to worry. Vucevic knows the business, and an expiring contract and good player combinations is one that teams will look to seek. It looks as though he'll begin the season with Chicago, but where could he be after the trade deadline? The Golden State Warriors were a team in the rumors for Vucevic for a while, but with Al Horford expected to land there, those Los Angeles Lakers seem like an ideal suitors. In that case, a trade for the former All-Star big man could look like this. And here is the mock trade that Liam has put together. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers would receive Nikola Vucevic in this deal, while the Chicago Bulls would receive Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, and the 2028 first-round swap rights with the Los Angeles Lakers, top 5 protected. And their reasoning in this deal is, the Bulls still get the benefit of an expiring contract like Vucevic, but also getting an interesting swap with the Lakers in 2028. With Luka Doncic there, it's unlikely it would become a top 10 pick, but even if it's a few spots higher, if the swap conveys, that could be a win. Now, what I personally like in this deal. Now, I don't think this is a bad deal, especially financially. Like, the Bulls are still getting expiring contracts in this deal for Maxi Kleber and in Gabe Vincent. Plus, we gain control with picks, 28 first right swaps with the Lakers. Now, likelihood is that swap is probably not going to happen. I would prefer that if it was just outright, we're getting at the Lakers 2028 first round pick, even with top 5 protections on it. That would be totally fine by me. But coming back with Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber, Gabe Vincent on $11.5 million on expiring deal as well, and Maxi Kleber $11 million in deal. But the Bulls roster is maxed out at this stage. So play a 2-for-1 player swap at this point doesn't work. We just don't have the roster spot to make it work. We would need to waive another player to make this deal work. Or somehow the deal expands and, hopefully we can throw Javon Carter in that kind of deal as well. So a reason why I do like this deal for Chicago, and it's not because of just purely of getting rid of Vucevic or bring Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber can help spread the floor. Gabe Vincent's been a bit injury prone since he left the Miami Heat, but he could still provide another option in the backcourt. We've already got a lot of backcourt, and to be frank, I probably prefer him over Javon Carter anyway. Whereas trading away Nikola Vucevic in this kind of deal, it does open up far more minutes for Zach Collins and Jalen Smith. But at the same time, I'm a bit hesitant on this deal as well, primarily for the fact that for the first time we've actually got some true big man depth. We've got three bigs on the roster, obviously in Vucevic, Smith, and Zach Collins. If one of them goes down, like you still got two bigs to run your center position for you, and decently at that. You're not going to have some third string big who probably should be in the G League. Um, so yeah, it's a very interesting conversation to have. Again, the pick swap likely is not going to happen anyway. Now again, if this was just flat out the Lakers are sending the Bulls a first round pick and with top five protections, I'd actually be all over that deal. I'd make that deal right now if we could. Whereas the Lakers, get a big man that they have been seeking for a while and would probably work well with Luka Doncic. All right, so moving on from that one now, as I said at the top there, the Bulls have announced Derrick Rose's jersey retirement night. It is going to be on the 24th of January in 2026. Now we're playing the Boston Celtics at home in that game, and it looks like it is going to be a post game ceremony clearly after the game, hence why it's post game ceremony. And so to celebrate the announcement, the Bulls will display graphics of Derrick Rose outside the United Center and in the atrium today. Obviously, this was announced a couple of days ago now, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. There's going to be 4 figurines with different chapters of Derrick Rose's career released. Now, obviously, I haven't read the details on how they're releasing these. But the four different ones we got: Rookie of the Year, Derek on November 4th, 2025, versus the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls selected Derek with the first overall pick in the 2008 draft after one season at University of Memphis. In his rookie season, Derek burst onto the scene, averaging 16.8 points, 6.3 assists, 3.9 rebounds per game in 81 games. He went on to win Rookie of the Year, receiving 111 of 120 first place votes. So well-deserved Rookie of the Year. No one can dispute that one. And then the second figurine that they're going to release is Face Mask Derek, which is on December 17th, 2025 versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, in a practice before the start of the 2015 season, yeah, we all remember this one was a training camp mishap. Derek suffered a fractured orbital eye bone that required surgery and caused him to return to the floor with a protective face mask. Despite the injury, Derek started 66 games and averaged 16.4 points, 4.7 assists, and 3.4 rebounds per game that season. MVP Derek figurine will come on February 22nd, 2026 versus the New York Knicks. Derek was named the most valuable player for the 2010-2011 season and remains the youngest recipient in NBA history. During that season, Derek averaged 25 points, 7.7 assists, 4.1 rebounds, and 1 steal per game, playing in 81 regular season games and leading the Bulls to a 62-20 record and the top seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, from memory serves me correctly, that 62-20 record also was the first time that was the most successful season the Bulls have had since Michael and Scotty's and the last dance, the 62-20 season in 97-98. And then finally, we have the green jersey Derek on March 19th, 2026 versus Cleveland. So two releases against Cleveland. Could have chosen a different team, but hey, is what it is. During the 2010-2011 season, Derek and the Bulls wore a green alternate uniform twice, winning on the road against the New Jersey Nets and at home against the Washington Wizards. Derek averaged 22 points, 4.2 assists per game when wearing the green jersey that season. Now, obviously, now that this is a bit, Derek's jersey retirement night has been announced, obviously, there's gonna be a lot of and that obviously has been, a lot of talk about the Chicago Bulls cashing in on yet again, for nostalgia purposes, and this time now being the Derrick Rose jersey retirement. Now, I'm not gonna dispute people who have feel that way. You're right to feel how you want, especially when the team basically for the last decade has sucked. We've got one playoff win in the last 10 years. No disputes whatsoever from me is ever gonna come the fact that we all want our team to win. First and foremost, we want our team to be a successful team. We want playoffs, and we wanna be a championship contender. That's never going to be in dispute for me whatsoever. It's time. And I put on Twitter the other day, and it may have been yesterday, that Chicago Bulls fans were begging for the red pinstripes jerseys to come back. They've done it. Bulls fans are having a whine about nostalgia cash grab. Obviously, we all wanted Derrick Rose's jersey to be retired because we've only got 4 jerseys at the moment hanging up in the rafters, where you got a whole bunch of other teams that have been far less successful than the Chicago Bulls. They've got multiple jerseys hanging up to celebrate their retired players. We've only got 4. Jerry Sloan, Bob Love, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and now we're gonna have a 5th with Derrick Rose finally go up into the rafters where he belongs. We can argue who else we think may deserve to be up in the rafters as well. Dennis Rodman, Joakim Noah, for example, Luke Longley. Just kidding. Um, but when it comes to the whole cash grab argument, I'm sorry. When it comes to Derrick Rose's jersey retirement, kind of don't want to hear it. And and look, yes, Jerry Reinsdorf is quite clearly cashing in on this. We got these figurines that he's doing. We had the Derrick Rose night last season against the New York Knicks. A lot of people said, like, why can't we just retire the jersey that night as well? We got to spread it over 2 nights. As far as I'm concerned, Derrick Rose deserves 2 nights to celebrate his career and the greatness, though. Not just what he's done for the Chicago Bulls and as Bulls fans, especially from those of us not in the United States or in Chicago more directly, but also what he meant to the city of Chicago. Is a Chicago kid, the youngest MVP in NBA history, only the second Chicago Bull to receive the award. The only Chicago Bull to receive the MVP award outside of Michael Jordan, who's a 5-time MVP. So ultimately, yes, again, while I completely understand where Bulls fans come from who want to have this argument about Jerry Sloan and the Bulls, it's just doing a massive cash grab on nostalgia and using Derrick Rose's jersey retirement as another way of doing it. I do completely understand what you're saying. I truly do. And like Matt Peck from CHJ, you know, me and Hammer had a quick little discussion on Twitter about it. I'm not arguing against Matt's point, because like totally get how he feels. I seriously do. But this is my opinion. This is just one of those things I don't want to hear about it about a cash grab. This is Derek friggin' Rose getting his number put up into the rafters at the United Center where it belongs. Can't we just celebrate that instead of having a whine about a cash grab from the Bulls? Is that too much to ask? Just in this situation by itself. But hey, each to their own. Again, I'm not gonna tell anyone how they should or shouldn't feel. I'm just saying how I feel about the situation. Congratulations to Derrick Rose getting that number 1, hanging up on the rafters for good. And as we saw in that video release, when Michael Reinsdorf told Derek about the jersey retirement happening this year, no one is ever obviously going to wear that number 1 jersey again, unless of course PJ becomes a Chicago Bull. And while I've not seen anything about PJ, by all accounts, he's looking pretty damn good. So who knows? Maybe one day he'll be wearing the Chicago Bulls number 1 jersey for us. But that's a few years down the road yet, so we'll see what comes of young PJ's basketball career. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me on this episode of A Whole Lot of Bull. I just wanted to talk to you quickly about these two little subjects. If, apologies about my voice. We had a big night at the football last night. We fell well. One of our club legends in Travis Spoke, 19 seasons, most games played for our footy club. So yeah, a lot of yelling and screaming at the game last night. So voice is a bit off. So yeah, guys, if you want to follow me on Twitter, please do so at Whole Lot of Bull. You can follow me personally at Bulls_Troy. Any comments you want to leave, please leave them down below. I'll try to get back to as many as I can. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content, and hopefully have some more stuff coming for you real soon. Some more collaborations with Phil and Hayes and maybe some others. Who knows? We'll see what happens down the line. But until next time, guys, see you road. Go Bulls.